Realized I should have kind of taken you guys regarding how I'm following the roadmap now. So if I go to my front-end roadmap, we've covered a lot of these topics and now we are on the HTML and I'm following the HTML roadmap, right? So if I go to the HTML roadmap, we've covered the basic tags. In fact, the title tag also we have kind of covered. And now I am going to take you through these different tags, right? So again, my learning approach is very simple here. Instead of going to h1 to h6 and clicking on the articles, I know that mdn docs is the one that covers all of them. So for instance, right now there's h1 to h6, right? This is something that I already know, but so if I go here, there's not h1. Yeah, so there's h1 tag here, right? So it says that if I try h1 Beatles, this is how it will show. So something like if I say new, let's say ACDC, right? So now this is how it will show, right? So this h1 to h6 are basically represent 6 levels of section headings, and as you go lower and lower, the size decreases, right? So we'll try that out. So if I go to my uh, code again, I'll go to my body and say something like h1 first heading, right? And we'll create a few headings like this: h2 first subheading, h2 again third subheading, and under h2 we'll create an h3, and I'll say first pointer heading, and h3 second pointer heading, and another h3 again third pointer heading, right? So if I save this now and I go back to my page and I reload it, as you can see, the headings are arranged, right, properly. So the next thing, we kind of understand headings now, so I'm marking it as done, right? So let's say I have to create a paragraph. It says I have to read about p tag. So now I'll go to p tag. Where is the p tag? Yeah, here's the p tag. So the p tag is basically a paragraph element. The p HTML element represents a paragraph. So okay, so if I have to write a paragraph, this is how I do it. I have to write a p and slash p. I'll do that. Let's say I go back to my code and I write p. This is my first paragraph and I am writing it under my first heading, right? And we'll create similar paragraphs. P, this is my first subheading talking about p tags and paragraphs, right? We'll do this for all of them. This is my first pointer sub pointer paragraph. P, this is my second pointer paragraph, right? And P, this is my third pointer paragraph. First heading is my second Yeah, so this is my second subheading. Sorry, second subheading, and P. This is my second subheading, talking about P tags and paragraphs. Now if I save it and I go back to my HTML page and I reload, as you can see now paragraphs are also mentioned here, right? As you can see, the heading with the most size, then there are the subheadings, this one and this one, then there are three h3 tags and their paragraphs. So yeah, that's how they're arranged, right? Next thing that we are going to learn about is, I'll mark this as done, HR. The HR tag in HTML creates a thematic break in a HTML page and is most often displayed as a horizontal rule. Okay, how does that look exactly? So if I go to HR here, oh, so it basically is a self-closing tag and it introduces a line like this. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that. So if I go to my code, I'll add one HR here. I will add one HR under the first heading and one HR under uh, the first subheading and another under second subheading, right? So if I go back, yeah, we have some lines coming up now, right? So that's done. So I'll mark it as done. Now what's a BR, right? We'll again go to our BR, right? The BR HTML element process produces a line break and text carriage return. It is useful for writing a poem or an address, right? So yeah, we kind of knew that there are situations where you want to address, want to put a new line, but HTML doesn't allow you. So we'll try that. For example, uh, I want to create a new line here, right? And we know like it's looking like one single line, right? So sorry, one single line here. So I'm going to introduce a BR here, and let's say, yeah, let's add one line here. I'll save it, and yeah, this appears in the new line, right? So we kind of understand that as well. Okay, great. Be strong. What is be strong? The be strong HTML are used to make the text appear bold. So if I go to the B tag, it bolds the lines. Okay, great. So I'm assuming it's also a opening and closing one. So we'll do that. So we'll bold this B, and I am going to add a B tag here. So if I go to my page, oh, I didn't save it, is it? I saved it. Yeah, this appears as a bold line now, right? So yeah, we are done with that. What's a pre? The pre tag represents pre-formatted text. I didn't understand that. Let's go to pre. The pre-HTML element represents pre-formatted text which is to be presented exactly as written in the HTML file. Okay, so okay, so let's say I type it as, I make it pre and I take it here. We'll remove this. right? So it should appear the way it is. Yep, this is how it appears, just like it is set, right? So yeah, this is also complete. This doesn't seem something like that I'm going to use as often, but it's good to know. I obviously looks like italics. I don't want to waste time on these kind of things. I know that uh, like once you get it, it's fairly easy. Uh, at least this part of things. You kind of know like what to expect, right? So yeah, this is italicized. So yeah, this is done. Mark. The mark tag is used to highlight specific with a large block of content. Um, let's try something. What if I mark this p tag, mark, and I will take this paragraph and put it inside here. So now it's my first subheading. I don't think it changes anything much. Let's see if I am supposed to expect something else. Mark. It's supposed to look like this. Did I do something wrong? HR. This is my first subheading talking about p tags. Yeah, it's not doing much. Is it supposed to look like something else? Is there some other code here? I'm assuming so. Mark/mark salamander. What if I introduce it inside something? Yeah, oh, okay. It works inside the p tag and it highlights it. Okay, cool. Is there somewhere it's written? Uh, when used in a quotation mark or block quote, it generally indicates the which is special end, but it is not marked in the original. Okay. So let's say I put mark here. Does that work like we did before? Yeah, it doesn't work outside the p tag. It has to work inside the p tag. I don't think it's written anywhere. Should be, right? Somewhere. But okay. Experimentation, let us know. Mark. I am going to mark it as done. Sub used to display subscript sub. Oh, okay. So subscriptants. So subscript looks something like this. So if I go to sub, so yeah, it is going to look something like this, right? When you're writing formulas, or if you go to sub, it's going to take you to superscripts, so giving powers to something. So I don't think that's much something that is critical, but yeah, it's good to know. I'll mark it as done. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lots and lots of tags that are there, and I think a lot of it would be used can be used when you're doing research, And if you know what your use case is and you go to the internet, you can kind of find the right tag for it. Uh, so it's a question of research basically. If you're writing HTML, like, okay, I have this particular use case and I am not sure how to use it or how to do it, and you just do the research and you can find it. But yeah, this one seems important. Links. If I have to add a link to something, how to do it? So I'll go to this a tag, and that's the first one. The anchor element with its href attribute creates a hyperlink to pages, files, email addresses. Okay, so how do you use it? You have to use it like this. Okay, so I'm assuming anything that you write between the a tags is going to be a hyperlink, and this is the link that it goes to, right? So let's try that. For example, if I go here and I introduce a line, something like, let's say h4, and I call it a href equals www.google.com, and I close it and I say go to Google, right? So now if I refresh it, yeah, we have go to Google now. So I can go to Google. It's, oh, it's going to this particular URL. It should go to https. Let's try that again. Yeah, it takes you to https google.com. So you have to mention this. Yeah, so I think we understand. Is there anything else in the a tag? I don't think I want to go into all of this, but yeah, I kind of understand how to introduce links, and rest we can focus later. But yeah, I think there is something that things like this or things like this mean. What I have understood that these are called attributes. So when you are adding something inside the tags as a variable kind of thing, it's called an attribute.